LeetCode number 502 IPO, which is a hard question on LeetCode. Now the question itself states that we have to do k number of projects, and we are given an initial budget, let's just say, of W. So that is our initial budget, capital, whatever you want to call it, and profits is tied with capital, so both of them go together, and essentially, like, we call it a project. So 1 2 3 over here, this is the first example, 0 1 1. We consider 1 0 like this to be one project, right? And so on and so on. So we have 3 projects here essentially, right? Now the thing with the first thing to note is the fact that whatever is out of our initial capital, that's something that we can't afford. So our capital, our W, right, has to meet the capital that we would choose from our project, right? We have to be greater than or equal to that. And when we do finish the project, we get some profit, and that profit gets added to our W, right? So we would, let's say, since we have W equals to 0, right, we would finish project 1, right, over here, project 1. We would do project 1, then we would get 1 as our profit, and our W would now be equals to 1 instead of 0. And then obviously we would like to pick either 2 or 3, right? But how do we make the choice of which one? Obviously we want to maximize the profit that we gain, so we would pick 3 instead of 2 because we want to maximize it, right? Again, the output here is 4 as well. You don't pick the one that's slower. Now, how do we go about the question itself? The most important part is our capital matching up. We would need to have our capital greater than or equal to W. Like, we have to have a capital that is feasible right now. So the first thing that I did was I just sorted our capital. So I created like a small P array, and in the P array what I stored was the capital I, the profit I stored that as an array inside of an array, and I did this for I in range len profits. Keep in mind that the two won't be out of sync, right? They'll give you equal amount of profit, equal amount of projects, a capital, sorry, to make an equal amount of projects. So I did that first. I did sort on the capital. I did a sort on the profit so that we have the minimum capital at the start. Okay. After that, because we don't need to care about the indexes, let's just say, we don't need to care about the we don't need to return the indexes that give us the most amount of profit. All we want is the number, right? So we can sort it and get away with it essentially. Now I have another I equals to 0. I'll show when that comes in handy, and I will have a max heap. Okay, so max heap, why? Well, because we would like to have our profit, right, our profit be maximized. So immediately think max heap, and we would have to do something with capital I. Okay, and another crucial part, we can only do k projects, right? We chose 3 instead of 2 because we can only do 2 in this specific example, so we want to maximize within the 2. If we could do 3, then we would pick all 3, right? But they said only 2, so we would run this loop 2 times in the first example, or k times essentially. That's how many projects we would do. Now the thing is, the index itself, right? The index corresponds to our P, and we use that index in particular to get our capital. So Pi 0, we point to the capital always, right? Pi 0, and well, we want cases that are feasible, right? So less than or equal to our current W. If it is feasible, then what we can do is we can push it, the profit, right? We want to maximize the profit. So what we'll do is we would push the profit itself. So we would push in minus P I 1 minus, because it's max heap. That's how the thing works in Python. I mean, not in Python only, but you have it negative so that the negative elements cluster to the top, as in we essentially cheat our way with it. Now we do this for every single capital that is feasible, for every single project that is feasible for us. We will push it onto the heap, and this will form like a, so let's just say for this example it would essentially at the end it would look like minus 3, right? We would have minus 3 on top of it. We would also have minus 2. This is after the first project, right? And so as you can see, the one that we want is the one at the top. So at the end, just simply do if not max heap, just in case there is an edge case, return, sorry, not return, break out of the loop and go to the next iteration. But if not, what we can do is profit, sorry, not break, get out of the loop and break the iteration. I meant if not max heap, that means we had no feasible, we literally had no feasible project that we can take in our first half, right? In the same example, we are given capital equals to 0. That one is the most feasible one, and that's why it works. We have 0 matched up with 0. But if we had 0 as our W and the least, like the lowest cost capital was 1, we couldn't afford any projects. So our max heap would turn out to be empty in that case, and we would, by breaking, essentially just return our W. Okay, now profit, like I said, our profit is the one that we want at the top. So we do heap q dot heap pop from our max heap, and I've made a minus sign at the front, right? The minus sign is crucial. And W plus equals to our profit, because now we consume the profit that we got from our project, and at the end just simply return your W. And that's it for this question. So we sort our capital, we take the lowest capital first, and then we try to maximize the profit